Welcome to Street Circle Drive here on the Mesh Podcast Network. Street Circle Drive is your Hickory, North Carolina-centric podcast for people, Hickory nuts, who love Hickory, North Carolina. I'm your co-host today, Andrew Moose. With me today is Mr. Michael McNally and Mr. Mark Seaman. What's up, dudes?
What's happening?
Hello, folks.
Triple M today.
Triple M, all of us.
Triple M action.
100%. We could not do this podcast without you, and we sincerely do appreciate it. Once you've listened to this podcast, we'd appreciate it if you'd head over to themesh.tv and subscribe to this show and all the other shows so that you can receive those when they are released. Currently on the podcast network here at The Mesh, we have a slew of shows that we would love for you to go check out. Comedy, entrepreneurship, caring for aging parents, and most importantly, what's up with North Carolina and Hickory in particular? So what's up with Hickory in particular, Mr. McNally?
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah.
I thought you were sitting there talking. I thought it was some
lead-in.
other
Yeah.
pod
I thought it was like a pregnant pause. I thought it was building up for something.
In podcasting, that's called segues.
No, you need some work
Did I
on
miss
that.
it? Did I miss it?
No, you didn't miss
Okay.
it. Just,
I think
a
maybe
little
we
off.
missed it.
Yeah, well, I definitely did.
Don't look at me. I didn't answer either.
You know, it's one of those things where we don't do this for a living, or do we? Do we podcast for a living?
No, well,
I produce podcasts for a
thankfully, Mark and I have day jobs.
Yeah, thank goodness. We all wear different hats around here.
Exactly.
So what's been going on in your lives, man? How's the fam?
Oh, well, good. Spring breaks coming, end of the school year. It's all that wonderful stuff, wrapping up. School activities, kid activities, sports, all that great things.
The weather's warming up.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Mark, how's everything in your world, brother?
Going great. We're running full blast over there. And
Yeah, that's great.
as a big baseball fan, I'm glad Major League Baseball finally worked out their issues. Back on the field. Billionaires and millionaires splitting our money.
That's right.
So I'm glad they finally figured out how they're going to divide out all of our money.
Still not happy, but it'll work.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
So someone formerly in the minor league baseball ranks, was the strike going to directly affect minor league teams too, or was it just for the major league clubs?
It was technically a lockout.
Well, I mean, they're all connected.
Because the owners locked the
interconnected.
players out.
Yeah,
The players didn't
go on strike.
Right.
So just in case anybody's out there listening, make sure we get that correct.
Surely.
But it was not. The crawdads were planning on playing. So the only thing it would have affected if players were on the 40-man roster, they would not been able to play. Which at this level, high A, the chance of you having
How does that
somebody
work?
on the 40-man roster.
They were on the 40-man roster at any point last year?
No, they currently are on the lockout. The day the lockout hit,
Their 40-man was
if you were on
print.
yep, it was basically their 40-man roster was frozen at that point.
So mostly some AAA possibilities, more than likely.
Yeah, AAA guys, maybe a couple AA guys, but probably no crawdads, most likely. So yeah, it wouldn't affect the crawdads at all. They were raring to go regardless. Might actually have done them a little bit of good. If you don't have big leagues going, people might go to more minor league games, but
Right.
it all work out. So
When does that season start? Is it getting ready to kick off? First pitch?
first pitch,
First
whatever.
pitch.
They actually played on Tuesday the 29th.
They play against LR?
Well, they didn't play, but App State played UNC Asheville out there.
Okay.
On that night, and then the Crawdads play LR on Tuesday the 5th, and then they open on the road on Friday the 8th.
Okay.
And they open at home on Tuesday the 12th. At 6 o'clock, actually. $1 hot dog and $2
This
craft
man
beer.
does not even, I'm not even kidding. This man does not even have the schedule up. I like getting at a music venue. It's going to be hard for me to recite those dates like that for me.
Well, you
But
live
yeah.
it after
You do.
after 12 seasons.
Yeah.
After you do 12 summers and
Sure.
some 12 seasons of music, you're gonna know it.
100%.
You'll know it. But
Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
there
So,
you go.
For sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back out to the ballpark this year. It just seemed like with COVID and everything else, last couple years, it was stunted. The
It was
season
weird.
It was
Weird
weird.
deal.
Even if it was
Without
open,
a
it was still
season,
just
it was
weird.
it was odd.
People weren't showing up, or did they wear masks? I don't. Yeah, it
Some
was just,
seats were taped.
Yeah.
It was just a weird deal.
I got a
all
message
around.
for Douglas. They're coming. They're coming.
They're
Everybody,
coming.
They're going to be there.
I went to that App State game. There's about 1,000 people there.
Nice.
A lot of black and gold there.
Yeah,
What's
sure.
that
A lot of
stadium
black.
hold?
There was like 1,000 people there, 997 black and gold, and 3 people in blue for UNC Asheville.
What's our
By
stadium
actual
hold?
count.
LP Friends.
It holds about 3,500 fixed
Okay.
seats, but when you do picnic space and suites and some of those areas, you can get about 5,000 in there.
That's awesome. Are the events at the Crawdad Stadium Are we going to do any more events there besides baseball this year?
They do have some things planned,
Right.
I believe. And most of those events are really run by them, not by the city.
Oh, okay, right. I didn't know if the city was tied
Yeah,
into
and
that.
they have they'll do some showcase events. They're looking at they've talked about doing some concerts and whatnot. I don't know if any of that stuff's really panned out to this point.
I got you. Yeah, I had the privilege to be a roadie for Willie Nelson back in, I believe it was
in the day.
It was 1999.
Okay.
It was when that show happened, and Willie had his road crew were essentially temp workers from the city that he was currently touring in. So they would pull up in two 18-wheeler trucks and Willie's bus and tow, and say, "All right, boys, there's about 20 of you here. You got about a 24-hour shift." And we set that stage up on a Thursday night. I believe he played Friday. It might have been that he showed up Friday night. They played Saturday, and he was broke down. The stage was broke down, and they were off and running before sunup on Sunday morning. It was crazy.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was.
They
it
get
was
those
something.
things up and rolling quick. You
Yeah.
would have been a young buck back then. But
19.
you were a student, right?
Oh yeah, I was probably not even 19.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Don't get caught up on Willie's tour bus. Let me tell you that.
I was going to ask, but I was like,
okay, now we're headed in the right direction. Let's
Yeah.
hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I didn't have the privilege, but you could tell they were having a good time on that bus, so for sure. We were too busy humping amps and stage platforms and everything else. That was a good time. If y'all went to that show, leave me a comment here on the Facebook. So. There's a lot of things rolling in the city of Hickory right now. Not just city of Hickory proper, but Bruce and Meisner Park. Tell us a little bit about that.
That park is getting ready to open April 8th. We have a grand opening at 1 p.m. and looking forward to that. Obviously, Bruce will be out there, and we'll be cutting the ribbon on that thing, getting that up and rolling. It's just the very first stage. There's a picnic shelter, a little walking trail, obviously a parking lot. So there'll be more to come down the road. No set plans. There was plans put in place in the past, and so a lot of those things will probably come back to fruition, but it was a little while ago, so we'll probably engage the public again when it comes time to do the next phase. Maybe there's been some discussion about maybe like a cross-country trail back in through the woods through there, because there's really not one in the city of Hickory for the high schools and like LR and things like that, so there's some opportunity, maybe some discussion along those lines. And there was like sand volleyball was talked about, bocce courts, a bunch of different things.
mountain biking's always brought up lately.
Mountain biking.
Right.
You probably couldn't do the cross country and the mountain biking
Right.
if it's a specific cross country running trail. Just because there's a lot of space, but
It'd be a lot of
it goes
upkeep for your folks to do if that was the case.
That's right, absolutely. So those mountain bike trails take a lot of work.
Oh, certainly.
We have one coming up in the southeast part of the county, right? Out by Cheryl's Ford, I think the county's coming up with a new park, and I think it's got some dedicated mountain bike trails that people are excited about. I wish I knew more. My wife's on the one of the county parks groups, but
Okay.
I represent Hickory Parks,
That
so
you
that's
do.
the one I'm on. So we're a little
You
friendly
guys have the parks
competition.
covered in the area.
Exactly,
We need them.
they're awesome. I had no
gotta have
idea
it.
until I got on the Parks and Rec and Sports Tourism and get that whole thing out.
Good luck
Commission.
with that. It's a mouthful.
How many parks do we have in the city of Hickory?
On April 8th, we'll have 27.
27. That's impressive. Would you have guessed that?
That's low.
Low, we need a few more.
Yeah, for a city of 40,000
You need-
people.
Yeah, nothing to do with
So we
Hickory,
have
though. Nothing to do
we
with
have
Hickory.
like one park per 1,500 people.
Yeah, that's crazy. I had no idea with that.
Enough to spread out, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of, and I was going to ask you that we were sitting there talking about this at lunch today, what we're going to talk about today. We talked about the park. Now, of course, Moose, a man of many hats, you have a new venture. I don't know how much you've talked about this on the pod or
We've
if it's
talked,
been brought up.
we've
Just
talked
in
about
passing.
it. Yeah, just kind of like what's been going on in your world type situation.
I'm excited. Of course, you're a man of live music, Moose and Friends, and Moose and Best Friends, and all these other
All
things.
my
You
best
have
friends.
all your friends that play with you and have a good time. So music's always been a part of your life and a passion, and you have the hum.
Yes.
Actually, you're working with it, Hickory. We have the hum. We get to enjoy it. You get to
Yes.
work.
I do.
Tell us about what's going on there. There's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff happening. So, if just high level information here about what we've covered before, myself and three other fellas have decided that we were going to take a a green space in Hickory that was not really a green space yet, and we made it into a green space to create the Hum. It's a outdoor amphitheater, and it's located across the street from where we're sitting right now. It's on 2nd Avenue Southwest, block east from the police station. And we're going to...
I like how that's your marker.
I know. It is. Everybody knows where the police station is. So don't get rowdy. We are super excited. Our first event is Saturday night. We're having a Journey tribute band drop off fire there, and tickets are on sale now. And we've only announced 12 shows to the public, but we have, because of radius clauses and everything with the music acts, we can't announce the entire schedule yet. But we have 26 events booked April through October, and we're engaging North Carolina breweries and wineries and food trucks, and this Saturday night, we have the opportunity to also be a what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. I know words get you.
Yeah, it does. It's word salad at this point, and I'm just going to
collaborative effort. Or
it's a collaborative.
You have multiple things going on.
It is a collaborative effort between the NCAA Final Four and the Hum, and we're going to have.
Well, it was nice of them to schedule North Carolina and Duke, so you can have that on the screen for folks.
That's right. That's right.
One way to put it, Mark, because we knew the schedule for the Final Four years ago. But continue.
But the two teams.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
When everybody in the state is concerned about that game.
For this particular area.
So I wish you the best.
So people want to go to the concert, and then they can see
Moose
the game
is wearing
as well.
the right color of blue.
You don't need to listen to the commentators.
That's right. And I'll tell you, and I will tell you this. We know that there's always going to be obstacles, and there's always going to be other things to do. We get that. We're not going to pull an Eric Church where he just straight up
shots fired, I believe. Shots fired.
Just straight up canceled a concert. Just straight up canceled his concert so he could watch the Carolina Duke game. Now, I will say this. That never crossed our mind to do that. And I'm really surprised that he would. And I know Eric Church is a local guy and everything, so I don't want to poo-poo him too hard. But you got to think, people traveled from all over the place to come see you. People bought tickets. They bought hotel rooms. They bought flights. They brought, everything else in time. So, that was kind of,
well, I'll say this too.
It was kind of odd, I thought.
How many folks, of course, like you said, it's outside, but it is a fenced-in area. It's not seating. It's stand-up right now. How many folks can you have in that venue?
We have agreed with the city of Hickory to cap our attendance at 1,000. And honestly, our capacity probably could be 3,000 or 4,000, no problem. But it just gets into the logistics part of it.
We got to work our way up to that.
We will have to work our way to that point. If we have over 1,000 people, we have to start having crowd managers and extra security and things like that, which might be. We don't want to outkick our coverage or like my mom says, be too big for your britches.
Yes.
So we're going to work towards that.
Yeah.
And
I think you can find 1,000 folks that either are fine with missing the game or don't even know that the game is taking place. Let's be honest.
I'm real, and I kind of just being facetious here, and I realize that and sports don't matter as much to a lot of folks as it does to some, but like I said, we realize that there's going to be conflicts. There's going to be conflicts all the time. So we are going to have a great time on Saturday, and every event following.
Sure. Let me ask you this, Moose. What time is the show? Time to show start?
Show starts at 7:30. Doors are at 6.
What's the length of the show?
It's 3 hours. All of our shows are roughly 3 hours.
So you go 7:30 to 10:30 roughly?
Yeah, 7:30 to 10:30. We have told the city of Hickory that our venue will be quiet, meaning that the patrons might still be there until about 11 or so, but the music will stop at 10:30, hard stop every week.
If you wanted to, I just looked. The game is scheduled to start at 8:49, which it's game 2. So it won't start at 8:49.
Yeah.
Because the second game at a venue never starts on time.
Right.
So you very well could come to the concert. You'll be able to see the first half.
Right.
You'll be able to see it. And then you're probably going to end right around halftime. And then you could go to one of our lovely establishments downtown.
That's right.
And watch the second half. And that's a big Saturday right there.
Mark, you took the words right out of my mouth, buddy.
But there's nothing to do in Hickory.
There's nothing to do in Hickory. So why choose? Why don't you just come to the venue, watch some of the show, watch it till mid-second set or something like that, and take off. It's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings at all if you miss Don't Stop Believing encore. You're not going. You won't miss it.
You might see what happens in the first half and go home and cry. Anyway.
That's also
right.
That's also
or you
true.
might stay and just kind of block that out.
Just numb
or
your
maybe
feelings.
Don't Stop Believing might become your anthem depending on how things go.
Or God forbid you just don't get on your phone and you just turn the DVR on and come to the show, block it out, media blackout.
Now,
I do that all the time with Premier League.
So are you going to have? Is it going to be? Are you going to have different sections, or are you going to let Duke and Carolina fans mingle?
We want to see the fight to the death. Is what we want to see. No, of course not. It's going to be, of course we are a music venue. We're not a sports bar, so we're going to have a screen out there with the games going, so you can go and catch a little bit of it. But our thing's music, so we just want to be accommodated to some folks. We don't want the to be a driving factor if you have to choose one thing or another.
And there'll be a lot of folks that don't really care about the game. I know some people find that hard to believe, but there really is people out there.
There's a good swath of people.
Doesn't matter to them.
Yeah. Imagine if sports didn't matter.
With your shows, are you looking at? Is it roughly about 3 a month? Give or take.
Before we're going to try to hit that sweet spot of once a week. We've got,
so about once a month then.
Once
a week. I'm sorry.
Well, it's going to average about 4 to 5 a month. There's a few weeks that we're not going to throw shows, and those weeks are Easter weekend, Memorial Day, July 4th, Oktoberfest. City of Hickory's got a lot of things going on those weeks, or we figure that most people will be on vacation and we don't want to try to compete with a beach trip,
Sure.
But our mission, our vision, our goal is to bring music into town that most folks haven't been able to see before. And we were going to catch some up and coming, rising music acts that for the price of admission, you're probably not going to be able to see those bands again for that cost. And we've done a really good job of curating our schedule, so we do have all types of music coming in. We've got tribute bands, we've got bluegrass, we've got rock and roll acts, jam bands. There's something for everybody. And the beautiful part about what we're doing with I call it intentionality, right? So everything that we do, from ticket prices to the bands we bring in to the food trucks we're doing to the beer we're serving, is all intentional. So we want to make sure that let's say, for instance, next week we have the Mantras, which is a jam band out of Greensboro, but they also do a Beastie Boys set, right? So we want to make it so you can spend a $15 ticket and come check these guys out. And if you don't like it, that's cool. You only spend $15. It's not a big deal. So it's like, we're going to give you the opportunity to be immersed in new stuff at a fraction of the cost.
A $15 ticket? That's awesome.
Yeah. The Journey Band this weekend is $15 plus fees. It's
that's
like
awesome.
$17. Yeah. I mean, go find, and here's what I thought. And this is,
you spent more than on lunch today than
I spent $17 at lunch today. We'll get to that. It's like this. I put myself in a couple of shoes, right? My wife's always down to do whatever. She's a lot of fun. Shout out to Ashley Moose. So if I had a wife say that wasn't as fun as my wife and say, hey, like, I want to go to this show. I know that you might not like the music, but hey, we've got food trucks, we got beer, we have wine. It's got something for everybody. So if you might not even necessarily have even heard of the band, you can come check them out at a discount. There's a lot of bands out there, or there are a lot of shows on our schedule where they're $10 tickets.
It's live music outside.
It's live music outside, y'all. And we've been in our house for 2 years. Come out and check us out.
So what's going to happen with Moose and Friends? Or that's probably going to cut into your schedule a little bit, I would imagine, with these shows.
Well, I'm a glutton for punishment. Moose and Friends is still just
opening every week. Moose and Friends.
Yeah. Moose and Friends.
That's really why you did this, to get Moose and Friends.
You think I'm going to build a stage and not play it? Are you kidding me? Moose and Friends, April 30th at the Home. Check it out. The tickets are on sale now at thehome.live.
It is a pretty dope stage.
But Moose and Friends are playing the Home on April 30th with Red Dirt Revelators.
I'm serious.
Yeah, Red Dirt Revelators and Danny Kern Skeleton Crew.
Only $78 a ticket for the Moose and Friends show.
Moose and Friends tickets, we know our boundaries. We're $10 ticket. Yeah, but I tell you what, we've had more impressions and more interest in that show than any other show that we have so far as impressions. So
groupies are strong.
People know what they know.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're excited.
I'm excited about it. Just like we talked about when you were even talking about that concept and what was coming. Outdoor live music is just
on the cheap.
It's just awesome.
And guess what, y'all? I'm not charging anybody $15 for a beer. You know, you're going to get, and here's the beautiful part. We want this to be a rustic style music festival field party in the middle of town. You know, you're going to get canned beer, craft, domestic. You're going to have peel top wines. You're going to have handheld sandwiches from a food truck that's fantastic. I've vetted them all.
Let me know if you need help.
Yeah, for sure. Like this week, we have JB's Rolling Bistro, and Joyce. She was the chef at Fork for a long time. She was the chef at Rock Barn, and she's ventured out and is a food truck owner now. And her food is incredible good.
She's legit.
She's legit.
She is. I remember when we'd go to Rock Barn, she was there. She put out some good food.
Yeah, I mean, there is one of Mark's phones ringing. Mark does have two phones.
The burner.
We got a burner.
City of Hickory Rec Department burner phone. But no, Joyce is absolutely fantastic. She is putting out a just great stuff. Every time I've had any of her food, it's just fantastic. Awesome. But yeah, we're having rotating food trucks. So we've got, like I said, we've got 12 events announced publicly right now, and we have 12 different food trucks coming. So
that's awesome.
What's the beer situation? You said you got a mix going on.
Yeah. So after toil and trouble, we have got our on-premise malt beverage and unfortified wine permit, which means we can sell beer up to a certain gravity level and wine up to a certain level of alcohol by volume. And we've engaged a couple different distributors, so we're going to have different rotating beers throughout. There will be one staple. We're going to have OHB at every show.
Nice.
Yeah, we want to make sure that our neighbors, Jason and Steven, and OHB always have space at our show. So
nice.
We've got for this show, we're going to have a bunch of Catawba beers. We've got OHB Pilsners. We've got Sycamore beers on. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And, of
exciting.
course, Budweiser King of Beers is also going to be there.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, we're
excited for you. Excited
Thanks.
for the area. It's going to be a really wonderful addition to the many options that you have of things to do here in Hickory. So very excited. And the timing, I can only imagine the stress you had, you know, coming up with this during, I don't know, a global pandemic where everybody is. But now that it's kicking off and people are feeling a little more frisky, get outside.
That's right. And, you know, you're going to have plenty of room to spread out. Our place is enormous.
Yep.
So if you are still kind of weary about being around folks, we got corners of the space where you've got plenty of room to roam around like drunken buffalo.
One last piece of housekeeping. So where do they park? That's people are always
so
going to
here's
ask.
the-
Right up to me, too.
Which there's plenty of parking around here. People
Okay.
just don't realize it, but there's plenty of parking.
All right, buckle up, Hickory. You ready for this? Okay, so we have a paid parking lot adjacent to the venue that essentially we can put about 80 to 100 cars in there, which is, we can fit a large swath of people in there. And that's a $10 parking space, and it's cash only. So if you are planning on utilizing, we call it the VIP parking, it's going to be $10 cash. However, here's a very novel concept. You can walk 2 blocks within 2 blocks of walking distance of our front door. There's essentially 400 parking spaces publicly. So if you go to Charlotte, if you go to Asheville, if you go to Raleigh, any other city that you go see a concert, you're prepared to walk, right?
Absolutely.
So it's just
Walk and pay $30.
Well, yeah, for sure. So the concept is just a little bit different for Hickory. I know that a lot of folks want to, pull right up, and that's fine. However, we're just going to have to
For $10, you can pull right
you
up.
can for $10.
And I'm assuming that's where your handicap will be as well in that space. Or
No, our handicap parking is actually in front of our building, and we will have. If you do need ADA accessibility, we're going to have ushers that will be dedicated to you to help you. So. We've thought of everything.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just because our ADA situation is very steep grades around there, so we're going to have to dedicate some people to be able to have accessibility for those folks. So never fret. We welcome all people.
And you can bring chairs.
Chairs and blankets are welcome. Yeah, but ladies, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Leave your purses in the car. because we are a clear bag facility. Don't bring your purses in because I don't want to have to go through them. It's just a liability issue just because of guns.
Phones and ID.
Yeah, phones and IDs
and
cash. We take cards everywhere too. So, we have, payment systems where you tap and go and all that good stuff. But I'm just going to tell everybody, don't wear good shoes to a lawn party, right? Like this is a
regardless
essential.
of the weather.
This is an outside venue. Like we want you to be safe and wear good shoes. If you want to get fancy, you can put your fancy shoes.
Heels
in the car.
wouldn't be fun.
Heels, unless you want to come out and help me airify here in the wear heels, but please just don't wear heels.
Stuck.
Just what you would normally do to
heels and be barefoot.
If you go to any outdoor venue, that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, we are not reinventing the wheel here.
No.
It's just we are just putting new wheels in Hickory, if you will. So
it's gonna be nice, and there's plenty of parking around.
That's right. Well, enough about me, y'all, for real. But just
it is.
Yeah.
Now, where can people find more information, be able to buy tickets and such?
All of our tickets are on sale at our website, and that is thehum.live, or they're on at etix.com. Or you can find links in our Instagram bio and Facebook and TikTok and all that good stuff. And we are the Hum Hickory on all socials. So come see us. It'll be fantastic.
Now it's enough
now
about you.
Enough about me. So more new things in Hickory. For each of our podcasts, we do a food review for the most part. And this week was no different. But this week I actually reached out to a new friend of mine. His name is Jesse Valdez, and he owns the Sidecar Delivery Service. And they're a new food delivery service in town. They are essentially a local grub hub and all that good stuff. And he's a fantastic fellow. He just joined the chamber, so I know him through that. He is providing essentially food delivery service for all across Hickory and Statesville and Morganton, I believe. And go check him out. I believe his website, or you can find him on the internet, of course. But I reached out to him to see to get a couple food suggestions and all that, and we put those in the bank. So we're going to be hitting those next time. So I really do appreciate Jesse. I told him I'd shout him out on the show. So this week, the three of us went to
Hickory Bread.
Hickory Bread, right?
Is it Hickory Bread Company?
It's Hickory Bread
Cafe.
Thank you.
Bread Cafe.
Mary Margaret was a lot better with this. She always had it down.
Well, yeah, she would take pictures of the menu and take pictures of our food, and we're too halfway
busy.
when eating by the time we think about taking a picture.
Too busy eating to worry about that. So, but yeah, we'll share all the links. And all that
So Hickory Bread, and they, when Atlanta Bread closed off of Catawba Valley Boulevard over in there near the Target shopping center across from, I guess, is that the Mitsubishi dealership? Two families, I think it was two ladies that worked at Atlanta Bread, went in and started this new company. And bless them, like many people, they started right when COVID hit.
Right.
And so I am very thankful that they were able to, by skill and grace and everything else, that they are still alive. So this is my first venture to Hickory Bread. And, my quick assessment, similar layout to what Atlanta Bread was, menu of similar to Atlanta Bread or your Panera or those sort of, salad, sandwich, soup. I was really impressed. Nice, clean staffing. Of course, they're hiring like everybody else under the sun right now, but it wasn't a detriment to our service. I mean, I felt like everything came out obviously very well, and then timely. We didn't have to wait around long either. So
no, I think they probably had like three or four employees.
It looked like I saw three. So
but I mean, I didn't know the difference.
No,
I didn't know the difference.
I was impressed.
There was 20 people in there eating lunch or something when we were there.
So it was nice. It had a very what did I tell you? It's like a homely atmosphere. It had like a fireplace, and it looked like we were going and visiting friends. And so I went with pick two, which is like you'd find at Panera or Atlanta Bread. I got the turkey bacon sandwich, and I got the baked potato soup, and I was pleased. And I'll tell you what, we all got some sort of soup, as I'm sure you guys will get. There was definitely no question of the soup being warm enough for us to enjoy. So, it came out quick.
Is this thing
hot,
on?
fresh?
Breaking news, the soup is hot.
Not always.
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. And then the turkey bacon panini sandwich I had, it was great. I mean, it was what you would expect and want from a soup and sandwich place, which is what I would categorize this in. So I really enjoyed it. What about you, Mark?
I enjoyed it as well. I had the turkey and bacon panini as well. I did the pick 2 as well. I got the chili, and it was hot, and a half panini, and it comes with a little roll to dip in your soup, and then it also came with a cookie.
How could I forget? Yes.
How did you forget the cookie?
Taco chip cookie.
So, and I can't speak for you two. It was enough for lunch for me.
Oh, yeah.
So it was filling. I thought it was well worth it. I thought the restaurant was clean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
My favorite part is that our order was taken by Danny Noonan. Now, you two were not nearly as impressed by that as I was. You kind of just.
I like how you looked
it
it up on your phone.
But I wanted to confirm it was Danny Noonan that waited. Well, probably his grandkid that waited on us. But it was very.
Now, for the audience that doesn't know who you're talking about,
Caddyshack. He was the caddy in Caddyshack who ended up playing with Chevy Chase there at the end.
You do drugs, Danny?
Noonan. So, but I thought it was great. I thought they did a good job. Like you said, brought it out. It was quick. I had no issues whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, you have this set in your mind, like Panera, right? Very.
It's a soup sandwich.
Franchise out
soup
about
sandwich
you go in and
salad type of
expect
place.
it to be a certain thing when you go to those places. This was right in line. It's not like it was. This could have been the exact same place. And like I told Moose when we were there, I enjoyed giving, and this is nothing to the franchisees, the people that work at these places. I enjoyed giving the money to them for similar or maybe even better quality food as those large national
100%.
establishments.
Now, if anybody out there knows the three of us, it's not going to come as a surprise. We cannot comment on the salads because none of us opted for a salad. So
But they have them. I hear they have them.
Someone coming around through there. I saw people carrying them to tables. So, and they looked very good, but none of the three of us opted to go that direction.
No, and I went hard today.
Pulled a now I'm glad we turned over a new leaf.
Hey, for sure.
I'm taking a step
you
back.
cannot bequeath your title of
my title is bequeathed.
So I went in hard at the Hickory Bread Cafe. I didn't eat breakfast, and
I've heard this.
I've been stress
before.
eating, so I got there. Mark and I got there first because McNally was late, and
always.
Looking through the menu, I was like, "Oh, all this stuff looks really good." So I was like, "Hey, can I go
try
off
it
menu?"
all.
I was like, "Can I go off menu?" And
They have like 5 boards of stuff, and then there's so much stuff. They actually have a chalkboard for the soups because there's not enough room.
Yeah.
And Moose looks up there and says, "I'm just going to make up my own thing. Is that all right, Danny?"
Yeah. And Danny Noonan said, "Yes, you can. That is not a problem." So if you do have some different requests, they will at least field those requests.
Absolutely.
But they fulfilled my request, so I was very happy with it.
Which was?
I went with a turkey Reuben. I just subbed the pastrami for the turkey. And I also had a bowl of broccoli soup. I did not go the pick 2. I had the entire whole sandwich and a bowl of soup. It was fantastic.
You didn't get a cookie, though.
I didn't get a cookie. I got gypped on that deal.
Did not get a cookie.
But don't worry. Hey, he paid more than you would if you went to go see a live show at the Hum.
I did.
Yes, he did.
I paid $17, which is after fees the same price that you're going to pay to go see Trial by Fire, Tribute to Journey, April 2nd here at the Hum in Hickory. Tickets are on sale now. But no, I thought it was fantastic. When you go to, okay, let's be honest. It was a former Atlanta bread company, right? That was a Hickory bread company, right? It was fantastic. It was the same quality as any of those aforementioned franchises that we talked about. However, it definitely had a local feel. There was local artists with paintings on the wall. You just felt like that it was a good use of the space. When Atlanta Bread Company moved out, I think that, like you said, that those 2 ladies that had worked there knew the model. Mm-hmm. And it's like, shoot, I can do this. I can, this is not a problem.
And kudos to them.
Yeah, heck yeah.
If that was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Again, I'm sure renting that space is not cheap either.
Can't be.
So that's
it's a large facility. It's a large room.
It's a large space around the corner. So, they went out on a limb.
Yeah. This is my first time there. I will be going back there.
Yep.
Yeah, anytime I'm in that area, I'll go eat there because that food is like really, really good. So I'm really pleased with it. Mike, what would you rate that Hickory Bread Company out of your of your normal
My
human
normal
scale.
1 to 10
Yeah.
scale.
Your normal human scale.
Yeah, I'd probably, and this is going to sound, I'd probably just 7.5 out of 10. I mean, and for the simple fact of, yeah, the food was great, but it was along the lines of a soup and sandwich spot. I mean, I got to have some flexibility. The menu was expansive. It was large, but similar to what you expect from those places. The pricing was, I paid at 12 something for mine.
That's in line with what you're paying for lunch these days
Sadly,
anyway.
that's in line with what you would pay now, so I can't put that on them. The space looked good. It'd be a great place to, meet with friends, or even, if there's some work that you had to do over lunch, plenty of space, and you're not on top of everybody eating. So, I mean, it was a solid place, and like Moose, I'll definitely be going back.
I want to say before I give my rating that I am still holding the title as the slowest eater. Moose had all that food, and I finished 10 minutes after him, and I got my food first.
Yeah, I feel like I was racing McNally, and Mark was not in the race.
I did not even enter. I did not even enter at all in that race.
I don't know. I've always eaten fast. I don't know what it is, but
Well,
my wife gets on me too, so thanks.
No problem. Sorry, didn't mean to get you in trouble.
No, I live in trouble.
Actually, just skip over this part.
Don't worry, done. She's skipping over the
I'm
whole
going to
thing.
go.
You think she listens to this podcast?
Consider it skipped.
She gets enough of you at home, right? Last thing
I'm not
to you
going
on
to
a
purposely
podcast.
listen to you. I want to watch a true. I'm listening to a murder podcast and not your.
That's what my wife listens to. We can get together. They can compare
We should all be
notes.
concerned.
We need to have our
We
own.
need to be concerned.
Let me tell you something. We need to have our own murder podcast here on the Mesh. True crime of some sort.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll digress. We'll talk about this.
That's another subject.
Yeah,
for another day.
yeah, for sure. Squirrel. Mark, rating.
I'm going to go on the Moose 7.
Yes.
1 to 7 scale. I'm going to go 5.8.
5.8. That's
5.8.
Without looking at it, that is
5.8.
roughly like a 79 point something.
It was
Is that
good.
close?
It was good. I mean,
82.8.
Oh, I was close. 82.8. That's good.
I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I will reiterate, I will be going back to the Hickory Bread Cafe. I think it was just really, really good. It's just solid food. It's one of those things where if I'm going to spend $17 for lunch or dinner or whatever, it's got to be like good. It's got to be really, really good. I thought that my meal was worth it, and I don't have those type meals in Hickory a whole lot, especially on some of the restaurants we review. I feel like I just don't get the value. Now I had to spend $17 to get the value, but I left full, and it was great. On the Moose out of 7 scale, thank you, Mark, for picking that back up.
Not a problem.
It's a 6.2 out of 7 for me, so that is roughly an 88, I believe, something like that. So
88.5.
there you go. So yeah, I think the three of us are in agreement that we highly recommend that restaurant today.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It was fun. Until the next time we go eat somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. We got to think about it too. We
got a lot of options.
Call us. We'll come.
We got a lot of options.
Invite us. We're looking for invites.
We were 20 minutes away to going to a restaurant in the gas station. So I'm actually going to branch out and take one for the team and go check it out before I invite these two guys before we go do it again. So, huh?
What did you almost call us?
I almost called you schmuck, but this is a family podcast. So, guys, I think we've covered it today. Anything else you'd like to add before we sign off here?
Hopefully, this will be the last time it's the Moose-centric podcast.
I didn't ask this to be. I didn't ask that to be, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shine some light.
No doubt. So, if you are interested in being a sponsor on this podcast or any of the other podcasts here on the Mesh Podcast Network, we encourage you to reach out to us at info@themesh.tv. Send us an email, and we will get right back to you with that. Rates are super affordable and a good way to reach a very targeted audience here in our Hickory, North Carolina area. So, for Mr. Mark McNally, Mr. Mark Seaman, my name is Andrew Moose. This has been Street Circle Drive here on the Mesh Podcast Network.
Later on, Hickory Nuts.
See you, Hickory.